If you or your family member are eligible and being encouraged to enroll in palliative care, but this is the first time you've heard of it, you're not alone. Let's hear firsthand from some folks who experience the benefits of receiving palliative care.
So we moved to Hawaii, to Na'alehu 4 years ago. And Joe had already had a bout with cancer when we were in Montana. And they did radiation seed implantation, and that worked really well for him for about 6 years. And then a year after we moved here, it flared up again. We went to Hilo, and he wound up in the hospital for a couple of weeks, and we started the roller coaster ride of chemo and oncologists and kidney problems and just all those things that go with advanced prostate cancer. Basically, the way that they introduced it to us was that this was a support program that would help us to navigate through all of the awful medical stuff that we were having to go through. And we grabbed at it. I mean, we were so blown away by just the initial conversations. And between the urologist and the oncologist, we were so over our heads, we didn't know what was going on, which way to turn. And they were just incredibly supportive and helpful in negotiating all of that and deciding, well, yes, this is the direction we want to go. We don't really want to go this way. And, you know, because there's some real huge decisions to be made when you first start serious cancer care. They went to a number of oncology meetings with us. They went and met with Joe's urologist when we went. And they would come down to the house once a month and check all his vitals and just give us an opportunity to sit down with somebody and ask all of our questions and get things cleared up. And they'd get on the phone and call if we needed something. They'd call the place that we should get it from. And they were just kind of there for whatever we needed support in during the whole cancer treatment. I don't think he would have lasted as long, because he was not sure he wanted to do anything. He basically did treatment because I wasn't ready to lose him. And I don't think if we hadn't had someone to help us navigate all of that, I don't think he would have lasted as long before he just said, that's it, I'm done. And so I'm grateful for that extra time with him. I think the biggest thing I would say to someone who's considering palliative care is that there is really no downside to it. Palliative care is, I mean, the medical field has gotten so complicated and so intense that I don't think anyone should have to go through it alone. And the people that you meet through palliative care are incredibly helpful, incredibly giving, and can make the difference between a horrible, horrible experience and making the best of a bad situation.
I had no knowledge of palliative care, none whatsoever, until I can't remember who introduced me to it. And I decided that maybe I should try it, because it will have some substance in it. But before then I had no knowledge. The only knowledge I had was one time I was really suffering when I was in hospital because of my heart attacks. My defibrillator kept coming off when I came in there, and I was sitting in my room for like about 2 days, 3 days, and really feeling down. And no one really came to ask me. All they would do, taking my pressure and taking my blood, until this individual appeared to me in my room and asked me if I'm okay, if I need help. And I just broke down and told her what was going on. I needed to see a doctor, someone to tell me something of what's happening to me. And she just sat there and listened to me and told me she'll take care of it, not knowing all this time that she was into that palliative care, you know. And what, half hour after, I had doctors in my room, and after that I felt much better. And also too, I was very impressed with the follow-up from there on. It was unbelievable. I had people coming to my home to make sure my health is still good, checking my medications, making sure that it's the right medication you're taking. It's the kind of care I've never received, and I've lived 50 years in New York City and 10 years in Oahu, and coming to Big Island, I can't imagine getting the care that I got here in Big Island. And I would recommend that to anyone. So I think it's a good program, and it's one of the best I've ever come across. It makes a patient feel very comfortable, and it's the in-between between the doctor and the patient, and which I love. And I'm sure that people who join with that would see what I'm talking about.
Contact your health plan and healthcare provider to enroll in palliative care services. Having patient-centered care during this difficult time will increase comfort, save time, and lower stress for you and your family.